Like Yahawah. And we're brothers from the Phoenix camp. That being said, we want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, qadash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone. A peace and salutation to your brother out there doing this work in truth, sincerity, man. And we appreciate the Spirit has allowed us to once again come together, man, in the name of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, to prophesy and teach His word. What we're going to get into is the prophets, man. How the prophets in the scriptures they were put forth as an example for us, man. How to walk this truth, how to be in this truth, man. Because the prophets in the scriptures they were humble men. They were men of low stature. They were everyday men, man. And the Lord shows these everyday men, these ordinary men, to go do extraordinary things in the name of Yahawashi, man. And we have that same scenario today. The Lord has called and chosen ordinary men to go out here and prophesy against this wicked ass kingdom of Babylon the Great, according to the scriptures, man. We better give that scripture up.
This is James 5 and 10.
Like we're going to get into, man. The Lord set up these scriptures. The Lord set up the prophets as our example. Through all the things that they went through, and they went through numerous things, man. Paul's a great example. He was a prophet of the Lord. David's a great example. He was a prophet of the Lord, man. And many other prophets, man. We're going to get into. Go ahead, brother.
James 5 and 10. Take my brethren, the prophets.
My brethren were the prophets. So the prophets are our brothers, man. They're our brothers, you know. And they could be among us in the camps. You know, you don't know that, man.
They are around us.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are around us. You know, you don't know whose spirit is running in that man next to you on the highways and hedges, man. You know, it could be Isaiah, it could be Jeremiah, it could be anybody, Amos, Obadiah, man. It could be any of the great prophets or the prophets who are with those men. You know, and what does the scripture say that you're gonna stand and the last day you're gonna stand when you're not. You know, but so these are our brothers. So the scripture tells us that the prophets of old are our brothers, and they're our brothers now in this day and age, man. If you think about it, that's beautiful to do this work, man, and be in that same spirit like those ancient men were, man. Those great ancient men. Go ahead, brother.
All right, take my brethren, the prophets, who has spoken in the name of the Lord.
Who spoke in the name of the Lord. Our brothers, the prophets, our brothers, the messengers, our brothers that say before the things are going to happen. He's spoken in the name of the Lord. He's spoken in the name of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, man. And that's what we do. We go on the highways and hedges. We speak and prophesy. We say before that things will happen in the name of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, man. So we're in that same spirit, you know, and we're doing that same work. And that work is what? To give warning to the people, whether they hear or whether they forbear, man.
Hey, bro, if I go add to that, because in the ancient time before they were called prophets, you know, the name that they gave them was seers. You know, they were called seers before prophets because they had the vision. The Most High gave them the vision because the scripture states in Amos, man, that He reveals the secrets to the servants. He reveals the secrets unto His servants, the prophets. You know, so He gives His prophets the vision to know what's to come. You know, He gives them the breakdowns of the scriptures, man, to really understand and to really break them down and put them into action on what's going on right now, man. You know, that's what we do, man. You know, that's what brothers do throughout the week, man. We see world events going on in the world, and we link them up with scriptures, man, because everything's prophecy. We're living in the time of prophecy. Yeah. You know, these are the times of prophecy, man. These are the times of the end, you know, where our Lord and Savior is going to come back and fulfill everything that's written in the book, man. You know, because that's what Yahawashi came to do, man. Everything He did, he did to fulfill the prophecy that was written of the Messiah, of the Mashiach, you know. You know, I'll run it back. James 5 and 10. Take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, affliction, and patience.
For example of suffering, affliction, and patience, man. So right there, the scripture is telling you that you as a man of the Lord, what you as a man of the Lord doing His work, what you're going to go through. It's guaranteed in the scripture that you're going to, what that last part again, that.
It reads on. For an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience.
So we're going to have to go through suffering. We're going to have to go through affliction, and during all that, we're going to have the patience. We're going to have to be that patience of these men, man, as our example. And those men, they took whatever was put upon them, man. and they continue to do work anyways, man. And what does the scripture say about how to be a base and how
to be a base and how to be a bound, man.
how to bound it? And through that all, Paul is saying that he knows how to be low, he knows how to be high, he knows how to be rich, he knows how to be poor, and do it all, through all those trials and tribulations, all those states that a man can be in, he continues to do the work, man. So there's no copy breaks, man. There's no kicking back. There's no waiting for things to get better. Okay, I'm just gonna wait till things get better, then I'm gonna go do the work again. What does the scripture say in the book of Proverbs, man? Something to the effect of lazy man, simply go out because there's a lion in the street, man. You know, so basically the prophets was an example for us to persevere, to learn how to be men of diligence, man that are on fire to do this work, man, because you could best believe, as you read the scriptures, those men of the ancient days, they were on fire for the name of Yahawah, Yahawashi. They were on fire to do this work, man.
It says in Jeremiah that spirit burned inside him, man, that he had to let the words out. Hey, man, because that's the spirit that the Most High put on that man. You know, he wanted to do it. He was like, hey, I'm just a little kid. How am I going to go out there and speak your words? But the Most High told him, hey, don't worry about that. You know, I got you. I'm going to put your words in me like he told Moses, man. I'm going to speak for you. You know, let me be your, you know, you're just my speaker. You know, you're just my spokesperson, man. Yeah. You know, the words that you're speaking are mine. I'm going to put my spirit in you, man. You know, if I got this, though, real quick. This is Revelation 19:9. And he said unto me, write, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he said unto me, these are the true sayings of the Most High. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahawashi. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy, man. Because that's all Yahawashi represented, man, prophecy. He came to fulfill prophecy. What did the scripture say? Yeah, I come not to break the law, but to fulfill it, man. Because there was a lot of prophecy that was written of the Mashiach, of the Messiah, of the anointed, man. You know, Yahawashi, hey, he did certain things just to fulfill that prophecy, man. You know, he really was about it, man. You know? So, and we have to be on that same spirit, bro. You know, we have to be on that prophesying spirit, man. Like Apostle Harvey putting it out, man. We have to be out there telling the people what's to come, man. Give them warning. You know, watch that blood from us, man. Because if not, hey, it's gonna be that their blood is gonna be upon us if we don't do it, man. You gotta know.
I was gonna say, what's that? Which scripture was that? Revelation what?
19:9.
All right, cool. Because when you go into that word, 19:9.
Yeah, Revelations 19:10.
Okay,
I started at 9.
Let me get that word prophecy, because there's you know exactly what that word, you know, in the blue letter is exactly what we do. It's prophet Asia. Prophetia. It says a discourse emanating from divine inspiration and declaring the purposes of the Most High, whether by reproving and admonishing the wicked, or comforting the afflicted, or revealing things hidden, especially by foretelling future events. And that's what we do. We do a myriad of things, and that's the spirit of prophecy. That's the spirit that we come in. You know, it says of the prediction of events relating to Hamashiach's kingdom and its speedy triumph, together with the consolations and admonitions pertaining to it. Right, so you consult brothers and you admonish them. The spirit of prophecy, the divine mind to which the prophetic faculty is due. It says, the gifts and utterances of these prophets, especially of the predictions of the works of which set apart to teach the gospel, will accomplish for the kingdom of Mashiach. But basically, you know, the spirit of prophecy is meant as reproving, admonishing the wicked, comforting the afflicted, telling of future events. You know, that word, before it was prophet, it was seer. And that word is ra'ah in Hebrew, man, and it means to be able to see the future, man, to see forth what's coming. And that's what we do, man, through the Spirit. You know, we believe that, like it says in Jeremiah, right, that before I knew thee, I formed thee in the belly and sanctified you a prophet unto the nations, man.
Man. And with that brother, what the scripture route, he says, I am your brethren, that has a testimony in Meshach Yahawashi, man. So that right there clearly tells you who our brothers are, man. Who qualifies as a brother. And what qualifies as a brother is a man that's doing the same work as you. And what did Yahawashi say to when they were asking about and said, the he that doesn't good of my father is the same as my brother, the same as my mother, so on and so forth. Yeah, come man. And so that tells you who your real brothers are, man. So when the scripture is talking about, loving your brothers and loving your neighbor, it's not talking about Joe Blow down the street, man. It's talking about your brothers doing this work. They are your brothers. They are the ones that you consider family, man. And the thing about it is, this is a family. It's the way the Lord set it up as a family, man. This is a brotherhood. And the Lord set it up that way, man. And along with that brotherhood, you best believe that you're going to have persecution. Like you read in James 5 and 10, man, as an example for suffering and persecution, man, and for patience, man. So there's going to be times that the world's going to come against us, man. They're going to say things against us, man. They're going to put us in a negative light. The scripture said that they were going to do that. So we have to be prepared for those things too, man. And the scripture said that they're going to call us all, they're going to call us devils.
They call Yahawashi a devil.
God.
They call him a devil. So what do Yahawashi say to like? What do he say? He's like, hey, what they done to me, they should do to you.
Yeah.
The servant's not greater than the master, man. So the same things that Yahawashi went through, we're gonna go through it, man. But not that same scale that Yahawashi went through it, But we're gonna go through certain similar things that Yahawashi went through, man.
Yeah, God, so we're gonna get that persecution. We're gonna get that trial. We're gonna get that bad life put upon us, man. But in all those things we have to endure with patience, like the scripture said in James 5 and 10, man. I'm gonna get this real quick. This is 2 Chronicles 36:16. It says, but they mock the messengers of Yahawah and despise his words. And that's what they do right now. They mock us, man. They despise our words. Why? Because we speak the truth. They mock us because we have these garments on. They call them dresses or rags or bed sheets and so on and so forth, man. They mock us for like, oh, look at them, man. They be wasting their time, man. They despise our words. Why? Because we speak the truth. Because our words are the words of, well, not our words, but the words of Yahawashi are contrary to their spirit, man. And I'm going to keep on going. It says, but they mock the messengers of Yahawah, despise his words, and misuse his prophets until the wrath of the Most High comes against his people. So there was no remedy. That's exactly what's going to happen, man. Because we prophesied that 230 so-called blacks and Jews, Native Americans are going to be destroyed by Yahawashi, man. And how he's going to do it? One of the ways he's going to do it is using so-called white men to come against you, man. The devil coming down in great wrath. He's going to use his martial law. He's going to use all these shit. He's going to use these concentration camps to kill a lot of you Jake, man. And that's just prophecy, man. And we're telling the people this we're telling the people week in and week out, man. They go out there and we tell the people, we prophesy to the people, just like the prophets did in the ancient days, man. That's what
This is the book of Luke 1 and 68. It says, blessed be the Lord power of Israel. We have visited and redeemed his people, and have raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets. And that's talking about Yahawashi. The Yahawashi was foretold in all the Bible, okay, that he would come forth and save his people, man. And that's what we're preaching. We preach Yahawashi, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Okay, to who? To you Jakes, man. You Israelites, you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Yeah, because ultimately it's all about Yahawashi, bro.
Yeah.
It's all about Yahawashi, it's Yahawashi, man. But Yahawashi has to get that praise that the Most High promised him, man, that his father promised him. That he should make all the nations his footstool, which hasn't happened in the planet Earth, man, and we're waiting for that. And we tell the people, we're prophesying, we're telling you that that's going to happen, man. That all you nations are going to be under our Lord and Savior Yahawashi,
It says that we should be saved. Oh, so like a 70 verse. And he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began. So we be those prophets, man. We're just doing what we were commanded since the very beginning, man, is to speak and tell the people that you are created to be a righteous people, man. And Yahawashi is your true power, not this false idol which is called Jesus Christ, man. This white supremacy a doctrine that you've been spoon-fed all your life. It says that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. Going back to what the brother was saying, we need to be saved, because if you're an Israelite, you're hated, man. Yeah. And moreover, if you're part of the elect, you're part of the chosen, man. You know what I'm saying? You're not part of the world, but the world's going to hate you. Even your own people will hate you, man. But we need salvation from all these things.
And the scripture says also, bro, a prophet without honor, less on his own place, So, the prophets are going to be without honor here, man. They're not going to honor us. They're going to rebuke us. They're going to say that we're devils. that we don't know what we're talking about, that we're crazy, you know, we're lunatics and shit. Hey, that's the lot that we came into, though, man. That's what it takes to bear our cross, you know, to be under Yahawashi, and that's what it takes. You know, that's the L's that you have to take for this truth, man.
It says, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant. It says to remember his holy covenant, man. That what? That the Lord said that he would save us, man. He would save what? Abraham, Isaac, and in Jacob shall the seed be called, the Israelites. All right? It says that he would grant unto us that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear. Because we can't serve the Lord like we're supposed to, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't do certain things in this society because they look at you like you're crazy, man. So you have to really, you know what I'm saying, be on the low. You know what I'm saying? You can't, you know what I mean, practice our old customs. You can't just, you know what I'm saying, do the Passover and kill a lamb. And, you know what I'm saying? You might have Peter come and call you or something. You know what I mean? It says
you can't take the Sabbath off when you want to, man.
Right.
You know, you got to work with the devil. Even knowing that's against the law, statutes, and commandments. You gotta go out there with people with life because we saw fucking wicked rules, man. So we saw to a degree we're still in this captivity, and that's why the scripture said that we reverse the righteous acts, man. You know, because to the best of our ability, you know, we gotta do the things, you know, that the prophets did, man. You know, so we're not in our kingdom right now. We know that he's going to control everything, but we also know that his time here is diminishing, man. His time here is fading, man. What happened a few days ago? That cathedral start burning down, man. And that's a sign right there. Yep. That's a sign that the Lord is destroying this place, man. The Lord is destroying the wickedness of the earth, man. Yep. That was a symbol of falsehood right there.
Yeah, the scriptures say that the Most High dwelleth not in temples made by hand, man. God, you know. So
yeah, the Lord showed you, hey, look, this is my power. I'm going to destroy this, man. And whether they're going to build it up, who cares, man? What does Scripture say? They shall build, but I will tear down. That's what I'm paraphrasing, man. You know, that same thing's going to happen to this so-called fucking America, man. And you can go down any major city, you can see construction happening now, but guess what? All that shit's going to be fucking destroyed by Yahawashi and Yahawashi.
Yeah. Come on, brother. It says, the oath which he swore to our father Abraham, that he would grant unto us that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear, in holiness and righteousness before him all the days of our lives. And that's what brothers are looking forward to, man. Right. When we serve the Heavenly Father in holiness and in righteousness all the days of our life, man. Because in this society, you know, and then not only that, but your spirit journeying through this life and this society and this flesh, man, you can't serve the Heavenly Father. You go off. Yeah. You make mistakes. You do things that you ain't supposed to be doing, man. So we're waiting, you know what I'm saying, for that we can be able to serve the Heavenly Father all the days of our life without fear, holiness, and righteousness before him, man. You know? I got something on that.
It's Ecclesiastic is Rawchaa 39:1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof, he will, in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies, man. That's all about right now. This is the time that we're living in right now. Is the time of the prophets, man. It's time to prophesy. It's time to be given into watching the news. You know, like it says in Ezekiel, man. You know, I have made watchmen that shall not hold their peace day or night. Yeah. You know, and we're supposed to be out there prophesying, man. We're supposed to really be out there and being bold as lions, man. You know, in the face of our enemies, man, and telling them what's to come. You know, giving warning to the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. And that's what brothers been doing for the past years, man. You know, as soon as the Most High woke their spirit up to actually see what's going on, to actually understand what the hell is going on, because all of us were gone, all of us were lost. We didn't know what the hell was going on, man. We were all seeking the truth. You know, we were seeking the truth, and whatever time the Most High revealed it to you, pretty much. That's when you came into the fold, man. That's when you came into your true lot. You know, because we were all seeking our lot. What's our life supposed to be about? You know, and our life is pretty much to prophesy, man, to be about this word. I just want to bring this one out. This is Luke 17:10. So likewise ye, when ye shall have done all those things which are commanding you, you know, because it's a commandment to go out on the highways and byways, man. It's a commandment to stay about these scriptures, to eat the whole road and go out and teach the children of Israel, man. You know, that's a commandment that the Most High gave us, man. And it reads, say we are unprofitable servants, we have done that which was our duty to do. So it's our duty to do this work, man. It's our duty to be among brothers, be among like-minded men, be brotherly with brothers, you know, and push this word, you know, push these prophecies, man. You know, edify it. You know, what did Paul say? Hey, do all things for edification's sake, man. So that's what we're supposed to be doing, man.
Oh man, and like the brother was going into, what you know, we're commanded to go out there and teach, man, and this truth being out there as strong as it is, that's prophecy in itself. You know, to see so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you know, diligently standing out there on street corners all across not just America, but the whole world, speaking one doctrine, that's prophecy in itself, man. And that can only happen through the power and spirit of Yahawashi, man. And to have those men of one accord, hey, that's the power of the Most High right there, man. You're witnessing power right there. That's power that's never been seen before in this modern age, man. Never in this modern age has that been seen before, man. So we know that we are in the time of the end. And what does Scripture say? That you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, man. You know, so this is that chosen generation, man. This is that generation that was built up to preach these words, to bring in the end, man. And we are in the end right now, man. You know, we are that royal priesthood. We are that chosen generation. You know, most like wouldn't we be those chosen men, but we are that chosen generation that you know, part of the elect. The elect's all here, man. All the prophets are back, man. And the Lord set us up to what? To prophesy the end of this fucking wicked ass fucking kingdom, man. You know, which you know, with the victim was involved by Esau and Edom with those fake ass Jews, man. Go ahead with that one.
I got a piece of video, bro. You know, go ahead. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him. It made no account of his labors. And that's what we're doing, man. We're out there bold as lions, man. We're out there. You know, you can't come with your bullshit with us, man. You can pretty much put us out of this truth, man. Only the Lord and Savior Yahawashi can do that, man. You know, if you don't want us for this work, He's gonna cast you out, like the scriptures say, man. But ultimately, ain't no man gonna come and try to take this truth down, man. Ain't gonna no one build it up. What does the scripture say? If this word be of man, it shall come to naught. But if it is of the Most High, hey, man, you find yourself being stupid fighting against it, man. You know, that's the mentality that we brothers have, man. We have that. You know, you can't break this down. You can't bring it down. You know, you bring one of us down, hey, 10 more are gonna pop up. You know, Yahawashi said it, hey, you kill these little ones, hey, my father should raise up rocks and they shall prophesy. You know, because it's all about prophecy, man.
Like what does Scripture say, man? That I'll give you a mouth that no one should gainsay or resist, man. Why? Because we got this truth, man, and nothing can come against it, man. Nothing can gainsay or resist the truth that we got, man. And like you know, like the brothers going into that, we're here doing the same things that the prophets in ancient days did, man. I'm gonna get this one real quick, bro. This is 1 Corinthians 14:32 and 31. It says 32. And the spirit of the prophet are subject to the prophet. So the spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophet. So that means that we're going to go through those same afflictions, man. We're going to go through those same trials and tribulations and those same persecutions that the prophets of the ancient days went through, man. Go ahead, bro.
God, this is Psalms 105, and I'm going to start at 13. When they went from one nation to another, or one kingdom to another people, He suffered no man to do them wrong. Yea, He reproved kings for their sakes, saying, touch not mine anointed, and do my prophets no harm. But like the brother was saying, man, you know, you're not going to be able to harm the prophets, man. You're going to get away with it, man. If the Lord ordained the man and set a man up and anointed him and gave him the oil and gave him the understanding of the truth, okay? Hey, man, the Lord's going to, you know, deal with you. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to do the prophets no harm because you're fighting against what? You're fighting against Yahawashi, Yahawashi, you know? You're not going to be able to do it. You know? The scriptures tell you we that through the Spirit we brought it out. Acts, what, the 5th chapter tells you, man, you know, you fight against the men of the Lord, you happen to be fighting against the Most High, and you can't do that. You know? You're not going to be able to do that.
Yeah, those times are up, man, where, you know, back in the ancient world, what does the scripture say? Jerusalem, Jerusalem, which killed the prophets. You know, those times are done, man. You know, we know that certain brothers are going to give their life for this truth. You know, they're going to be the martyrs of the Most High. But ultimately, hey, that time's over already, man. this is the time where the elect are going to be raising up and given that heavenly body, that celestial body, immortality, man. You know, they're not going to be ever again put in chains and never again going to be put, you know, put to death. You know, once, you know, what did Yahawashi tell his disciples? Hey, there be some here that shall not taste of death. You know, that's the time we're living at, man. There's certain men, hey, man, they're not going to die no more. You know, this life that they're living, that's it. You know, they're just going to get, you know, their body's going to change, you know, like it says in the scripture that they should be changing in the twinkling of an eye. You know, they're going to get that celestial body. They're going to get the reward, man. The reward for working, for doing the work, you know, for being out there. Like we keep saying, man, standing bold for the name of Yahawashi. What does it say in second Esdras, man? Those be they who stood firmly for the name of Yahawashi, man. And that's what we're doing to the best of our abilities here, man. We standing firm and bold for Yahawah, Yahawashi, you know?
Man, and what does the scripture say in Jeremiah, the 3rd chapter? It says, I will give you pastures according to my heart, man. You get that from your principle? There's my 3:15. Yeah, because we're in that age right now, man, where the teachers, the prophets, the seers, the messengers of the Most High are not gonna be back into a corner anymore, man. You know, go ahead, go.
Jeremiah 3:15. And I'll start at 14, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
Turn, O backsliding children, said the Lord, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion. And I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
Yeah, so the Lord's going to set up men that's going to have that true doctrine in these last days. And those men are here on this earth right now. Those same spirits from the ancient days that the Lord revealed the truth to. What did the Lord read up scripture just before? He revealed us the secrets to the servants and prophets, man. So those same secrets are being revealed, man. In the last days, at the time of the end. You know, the doctrine of Yahawashi, the true doctrine, is being pushed upon this earth, man. Study from the apostles on down, man, from Elder Tahar, or the Gabal, the Rada on down, man, to the men you see on the highways and hedges, man. Those pastors, according to the Most High's heart, they're out there doing this work, man, because that's prophesied in the last days that this truth will come out there, man. And what does the scripture say? That I will pour my spirit upon all flesh, man. You know, and what the prayer said unto me, God shall prophesy, man. And that's a time and age we're living in right now. We're living in a time of heavy prophecy, man. You know, you see the chip. You know, you see martial law in different countries, man. You see all these things happen. You see famine coming. You see the famine of the word coming. You see a food famine coming, man. You see calamities and earthquakes and so-called natural disasters. But we know there are not natural disasters. You know that the hand of Yahawah has his way in everything, man. He has his way in the world, when the scripture says, man. So anything you see, any calamity, any death that you see, any mass death, or any massacre of people, any great judgment that you see upon this earth, or war, whatever it is, it's all through the will and power of Yahawashi, man. And these heavy prophetic times, man. That's what you're doing?
I got this, but you mentioned the point that, you know, we're just being brought back to our lot, man, because we once knew this in the ancient world, man. We once knew everything that we're prophesying right now. We knew that we were Israelites. We knew who we were, you know, but the Most High pulled that out of us, you know. He put that covering cast, the darkness of all the nations, that no nation knew who they were, you know. But now is the time where we're telling every nation, hey, you fucking Chinese are the Moabites, you fucking white people are the Edomites. You know, those are the times that we're living in right now, man. And the most important one, you know, that we, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, the children of Israel, you know, the sons of Israel, man. I got this real quick. This is Jude 1 and 5. I will therefore put you in remembrance, though you once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believe not. You know, so we once knew this, man. To back up the brother what he brought up, man. You know, we once knew this, man. We were once called Yahawah, man. We knew who we were, you know, but we forgot, man. So that's why it's so important that the prophets are back, man, because the prophets are the ones that's telling everybody, hey, you are this, you are that, this is gonna happen, and that's gonna happen, man. And this is happening for certain reasons, man, because we're all in one accord in the body of great millstone, man. We all in one accord, we all believe the same thing, man. You know, because if you're not, you're gonna be revealed, you're gonna be casted out, man. You know, ain't the time to be on some petty shit right now, man. It's a time of prophecy, man, of some heavy judgment that's coming upon the earth, man. you know?
God, like the brother said, there's no time for petty shit, but it's time to be of one accord, man. And that's what the scriptures say. I'm gonna get this real quick. Verses 1 Corinthians 12:7 says, now, where was I, man? Forgot me. 1 Corinthians 12:25 says, there shall be no schism in the body, man. So we all gotta be of one accord, like the brother said, but that petty shit, these little fucking nuisances and all this thing, hey, that ain't about what the Lord's about, man. So we're about having one mind, one accord, and one will, what? To the will to do what? To do our Father's business. I'm gonna keep on going. It says that there should be no schisms in the body, and that body is who? That's talking about the men of the Lord doing this work. But that the members should have the same care for one another. That's talking about the brotherhood. Now we all support each other, we encourage each other in this work and doing this thing. Now we all have that same goal. That goal is to what? To serve Yahawah, to serve and glorify the word of Yahawashi, Yahawashi, to get that, ultimately to get that reward, man, and put it on as the hope for elect. I'm gonna keep on going. And whether one member suffer, all the members suffer. Listen, one member be honored, all the members rejoice with it. Now you are the body of Yahawashi, and members in particular, and Yahawah has sent some of the churches, first apostles, second to the prophets, to the teachers, in the miracles, and the gifts of healing, health, governments, the blessings of tongues. You go basically that's going down all the different gifts that the Lord's going to bestow upon His man. What for what? For the edification of the body, man. You know, we got some brothers that are teachers, some brothers that are helps. You know, some brothers that have special talents and abilities and different things. And all these talents and abilities can work in one accord, to glorify and to do the work of Yahawashi, Yahawashi, man.
And all that was prophesied, bro. All that was prophesied. But what did the Most High say? I should raise up the tabernacles of David again. That's what's being raised up right now. The tabernacles of David, man. The house of David, the Yahawah, man. That's what's being raised up right now, and it's all prophecy. That's why it's a beautiful time that we're living in right now, man. You know, where the true men of the Lord are coming back and proclaiming the true word of Yahawashi, man. You know, that word that all these people have taken for granted, man. All these people have thrown into the dirt. Yeah. You know, they did some shit with our truth, man. With this word, with the scriptures, man. They took the power away from it, man. You know, but now that the Most High revealed, He set up certain men to reveal it to the rest of the men, man. Because that's how the Most High deals. You know, He set up, like for ourselves, the Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Bakar, Apostle Ryan, man. Those are the men that we learned from, and that hey, man, hey. That's why we always give double honors to those men, man. Because we know in the spirit that those men were set up by the Lord, man. To prophesy and to teach us, to better us, man. To bring the house of David back together, man. And that's what they've done. They've done a great job at doing that, man.
Yeah, just to bring this out real quick, what I'm saying, we are the tabernacle of David. What are we doing to men? The scriptures tell you about the tabernacle of David, the tribes were together. They will come back, in the last days. This is Matthew 7:12. So therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do even so to them. So, there's a saying that, the world which they got from the scriptures, like whatever you want to be done unto you, make sure do it unto others. You know what I'm saying? It says, for this is the law and the prophets, man. Going back to, there be no schisms, man. They be perfectly fit, joined together, you know what I mean? The body, brotherhood, the truth. That is the law of the prophets. That's what the prophets spoke about from the very beginning. But that's, the scriptures tell you, but brother, you need me not to write unto you, for you know from the beginning the Most High taught you that you shall love one another, man. That's what the truth is about. Really, it's about having the perfect balance of a man, okay, with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and love, all right, and in peace. And many other things, put them as the elect, like it says in Colossians, all these different attributes. That's the way the Heavenly Father created us to be. That's what the prophets were taught from the very beginning. And somewhere we lost it. You know what I'm saying? But like the brothers are saying, the prophets are back. This is prophecy. You know what I'm saying? Like not the gift that is in you that was given by the hands of the presbytery. That's prophecy. All this what you see is the Lord doing his mysterious work upon the earth. He's setting up the prophets, setting up the brotherhood, he's setting up righteousness again, okay, on earth, man. The Lord is doing all these things. This is the law of the prophet. This is what the Bible is about. Yeah, there's doom and gloom and destruction and all like that, but through the midst of it all, you have to be a very wise man. You have to, learn how to, control yourself, have temperance, many, many different things. There are people, like the brother has said, they lost its power, man. This Bible lost its power, but now it's back.
Oh man, and like the brother come into about that brotherhood, man, that's the kingdom right there, man. That's how we're gonna be in the kingdom, man. And, you know, and we get a glimpse of that within the brotherhood, that unity, that one accord, that being kindly affectionated one toward another, man. You know, we get a glimpse of what the kingdom's gonna be like, and the way we treat another brother, man. We treat another brother with respect and sincerity and with love, man. You know. But I'm gonna get this real quick, going back to what we started out with, how the prophet was set up for an example was, you know, how they suffered persecution, how they went through trials and tribulations, and the same thing is coming to the men that are doing this work, man. So we have to also prepare our minds for that also, man. I'm gonna get this right here. This is Matthew 5:11. It says, "Blessed are ye when shall revile you and persecute you, and say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake," man. That's what's going to happen. They've been doing that. You know, they put on the tag of terrorist and anti-government, yeah, which we are to a degree. You know, we are against mind control. That's what the word government means. You know, we are against Esau's system, man. You know, so you know, and so they're going to label us terrorists. They're going to put bad marks upon us, man. You got that Project Megiddo. You know, you got things like that. You know, we can't forget that things like that exist. And when that martial law comes, gets believed that who they're going to come after, man. They're going to come. What does the scripture say that your own mother will give you up, man? Because you paraphrase. You know, they'll give you up. Like, yeah, he's over there. Yeah, he's gonna get him just so they can get some kind of favor from fucking Esau, man. We'll read that back. That's why he will mention revile you and persecute you, and so say, "Oh man, of people faulty against you." All manner of people against you faulty for my sake. It says, "Rejoice and be exceeding glad." You know, so that's what we're supposed to rejoice in this tribulation. For great is reward in heaven, for so persecuted the prophets which were before you, man. But just like they persecuted the prophets, they're gonna come after the man of the Lord in these times, man. And that's why the Lord called this walk a straight gate. And that's why not every man can do this work. The Lord has to put a spirit upon you, a spirit of boldness, a spirit of courage to do this work, man. And that spirit is Yahawashi, Yahawashi. Just like when Yahawashi is upon the earth, it said that he's focused on having authority, man. That's the spirit that we come out there. We come out there with the authority of the scriptures, man. And like the brother said, man, nothing can come against the scripture, nothing can debunk, you know, the true doctrine, man. Brother, that's something.
The book of Hebrews 11 and 32, it says, "And what shall I more say? For the time would fail me to tell of Gideon." So you could say that, hey, the time would fail me to tell you of Gideon. There's not enough time to speak about all the things about the scriptures. You know, of Gideon and Barak and of Samson and of Jephthah, of David, also and Samuel and of the prophets, who through faith subdued kingdoms, wrought righteousness, attained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the violence of fire, escaped the edge of the sword. Out of weakness were made strong, waxed valiant in fight, turned to flight the armies of the aliens. Women received their dead, raised to life again, and others were tortured, not accepting deliverance, that they might obtain a better resurrection. You see? And we come into that time, especially at that last part of rejecting deliverance to get a better resurrection. You know, there's a time coming on the earth where they're going to want to instill that microchip, man. You know, the scripture still saying, "That time you shall know who are my servants, the prophets," man. There will be martyrs, man. But in the Old Testament, we don't have enough time to just, think about and speak about all the things that happened with the prophets, man. They did a lot of righteous things. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of miracles done by them, but through the power of Yahawah, Yahawashi.
Yahawashi, they said that if they were to read, they couldn't write down all the things that he did, man. There's too many things that our Lord and Savior did, man.
God, and what does the scripture say that he said the greater works that you shall do, man? So the Lord's going to put the spirit of his man in the last times to do even greater works, man. To fulfill the glory of Yahawashi even more, man. But that's ultimately, like the book of said, that's what it's all about. The whole scripture, the whole Bible talks about Yahawashi, man. Talks about his kingdom. Talks about how his kingdom to rule in everything, man. And the elect, with them ruling everything, man, and these other nations and these heathens and these Edomites being our slaves and so on and so forth, and ultimately they're gonna be Yahawashi's slaves, man. They're gonna be Yahawashi's servants, man. And we glorify that. We praise that, man. We're looking forward to that time to come. That's what the scriptures talk about. That's what the prophets talk about. They talk about Yahawashi coming back and what? And bringing righteousness upon this earth, man. Destroying the wickedness of this earth, man. That's what the spirit of prophecy is, man. About our big brother, Yahawashi, coming back and setting things right, man. Because that's what we desire in our spirit. We desire that. Because, brothers in this truth, you're a sincere brother in this truth. You know that you don't like fucking being here. One more day that you have to, man. That's what we constantly keep on pushing. That's what we constantly keep on battling, man. We keep on fighting this spiritual warfare. We get vexed. We get troubles in the spirit, troubles in the flesh, man. But we know that this is all part of the program. We know that this is all part of things that we got to go through to do this work, and we accept that, man. And we accept that, and we keep on going anyways, man. Because we have examples in the scriptures of the prophets of the men of the Lord that did the exact same thing, man. That's why the example was set there for us, man. You got to With that being said, man, we hope that lesson was edifying. With that, we just want to keep on pushing, brother. That's basically what the message is, man. We're back in those days, in these last days, and we got to keep on pushing, man. That want to say, blessing to rock to Yahawah, rock to Yahawashi, rock to Yahawashi, rock to Yahawah, rock to Yahawah, rock to Yahawashi, rock to Yahawashi, rock to Yahawah, rock to Yahawah, rock to Yahawaah, rock to Yahawashi, rock to Yahawashi. Shalom.